Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Danny again. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, thanks for returning. So once again, I am your girl Danny. On this channel, I like to discuss all things in reference to being a spouse, being a mompreneur, being a social worker on a debt-free journey, and also overall just a girl in the process of strengthening her relationship with Christ. So if those are some things that you enjoy listening to or chatting about, then not only like this video but also subscribe to the channel. So in this video, this is part two of the previous video that I uploaded in reference to PRN work in the healthcare setting and just job flexibility. So I wanted to speak in reference to my experience of being a PRN with flex worker in the healthcare settings in positions such as one of the most important positions of the hospital to me is environmental services. That is housekeeping. That's a position that I started out in the healthcare setting. So, PRN work experience I have is in housekeeping, of environmental services, insurance verification specialist, office coordinator, um, and then also in social work, being a social worker, being a discharge planner, and coordinating resources and everything that's needed for a proper discharge for a patient to leave the facility. So PRN work, I think, is really beneficial for many, as well as it could be non-beneficial for many as well. It just depends on, the needs that you have at the time of your life, as well as if you have a family, as well as your family life. So PRN work, the con with that also is the lack of benefits. I think I did speak about that in the previous video. I can't remember. Um, I experienced the true lack of benefits when I did have my daughter last month. So pretty much with PRN work, you're not covered, and if you do, leave as far as my instance, and for the sake of delivery, you're not covered under like the Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA, which is what typically full-time workers or either the part-time workers who do get benefits, they are covered under that. Um, PRN workers are typically covered. In my instance, for me at the time, I was being covered under the Pregnancy Workers. I think it's the Pregnancy Workers Fairness Act. So that ad pretty much just pretty much holds my position, but it didn't um approve me for 3 months. So say for instance, like with FMLA, you're typically known to be approved. If you're full time, you're typically known to be approved for 3 months after delivery. So in my case, I was only approved, I believe that was like maybe 7 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. 7 weeks in total. And then after the 7 weeks, I was required to come back to the job and at least put in a couple hours. If I didn't come back to the job, then that was basically me voluntarily resigning. So that is the only thing I could say because it kind of pushed me back into the workforce quite early to me. Um, but that was all it was. I was covered under due to my PRN status, right? So that was a huge hit for me because my husband, who is full time, he's technically still off because he was approved till November sometime. Versus me, I was only approved and I was approved under a different act than my spouse was, due to the difference of the full time status as well as the PRN status. So other than that, I think that would sum up that conversation, being part two. So it's just if you evaluate some things in your life, if you feel like that PRN work is would be suitable for you, whether if it's the job flexibility, so that you could spend more time with your family, if you're a mom such as myself or a spouse, or also if you just need some additional income. At one point a few years ago, I do remember I was working a full-time job as well as a PRN job. So that was additional income that I was able to bring in along with my full-time income that I had at the time. So PRN work can really be beneficial when it comes to that standpoint as well, because if you're trying to like quickly get out of some debt or save up for a vacation, or, just anything of that nature, PRN work, could be beneficial for you as well. So other than that, if you have any additional questions or comments about PRN work and the experience of PRN work, leave them down below. But other than that, I'll chat with you guys later. Bye.